Hi, everybody. I just wanted you to see what's going on here. 3 dead after Mariupol Maternity Hospital bombing. And this is from CNN, and all the mainstream networks are talking about this maternity hospital that was bombed by Russia in Ukraine, in Mariupol, and that was supposedly on March 9th. Okay, 3 people died after they were injured in a Russian bomb attack on maternity hospital in southern Ukraine. As of today, we know the terrorist bombing by Russian aircraft of the children's hospital in Mariupol. There are 17 victims, children, women, doctors, and 3 died, among them 1 child, a girl. The full extent of the casualties are unclear, but preliminary reports said that 17 people were injured in the bombing. Okay, so France condemns Russia. The UN's talking about it. The mainstream media is talking about it. They're slamming Russia for bombing this hospital. But I want you to take a look. Look at the pictures. Look at the picture from here. All right, you see the green and yellow. Take a look at this footage. All right, and it should be playing here.
Authorities in Mariupol in southern Ukraine are accusing now Russian forces of bombing the city's maternity hospital. This video you're looking at right here of what just looks like apocalyptic imagery, this is the first video coming in from that scene.
Orange,
Ukraine's
yellow, green.
president is condemning the strike. He says that there are children buried in the rubble. Now, to be clear, details of this attack are just starting to come in. These are some of the first images that we are seeing. We're going to bring you much more as we learn, but it is clear that something horrific happened here.
Everybody's talking, blah, 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 atrocity, horrible, blah, blah. Okay, so that's going on there. And then what happened is Russia accused the pregnant woman of being fake. All right, so these are the pictures of the woman. She's pregnant. She was brought out of this hospital, supposedly. Look again at the surrounding area. Putin's UK embassy outrageously complained. Of course, it's outrageous. Claimed that shocking photos of a woman left bloodied and stood amongst the rubble in Mariupol were elaborate fake. Well, she is a personality. She's an influencer. And this is her. She is pregnant, and the mom-to-be has been shamed by Russia, who accuses her of being a crisis actor. Just because she's pregnant does not make her not a crisis actor. Keep that in mind. Expectant mom was pictured standing wrapped in a blanket. She was also snapped covered in blood as she walked down the stairs in the bombed out medical center carrying her belongings. All right, so take a look at her. This is the woman. She is actually a pregnant lady that lived there. So it continues on. But it's been independently verified by fact checkers that Mariana is the same woman that was caught up in the hospital shelling. Right. So she's getting trolled. Leave her alone. She's being used as a tool. They're showing this woman that was carried out. See this? This is a different pregnant woman. She's got blood, and I guess she's just not picture worthy, Now just look at all these people. Keep note of all these details. All right. Watch these details. All the windows are blown out. What the heck? All these yellow and green buildings. Now, but incubator babies, remember the incubator babies that got us into the Iraq war? Yeah. Remember that? All right. More people. All right. So just keep a look, the surroundings. Here we are with our pregnant mom. All right. So pictures. Look at this crater. All right. It does look like it was a mine, that this was a mine, because look at how the roots are coming up out of there. This is the roots of a tree that's come up rather than a blowaway. See, these trees aren't blown back. They should have been blown back also. If this was a bomb, all of this stuff would be flattened out. These trees would have been flattened out. Like this tree has been uprooted. This is how you know it looks more like a mine. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm not the most authoritative one here. So don't know really what was going on here in this place, but as you can see these buildings here? All right, just keep in mind, this is a courtyard of apartments here. All right. And we're looking around. I'm looking for that little building that is supposed to be the actual hospital. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because what was going on here? So we've got the 3 dead, we've got the address. Here's the address of the Ukraine Mariupol Maternity Hospital. So you can see that this is the address. This is what it is. This is what it looks like. All right. Now let's go to the map on this. All right. There is the map. This is the address. Let's take a look at the street view. All right. Let's go to the street view of this place. Now somebody tell me, where are all those yellow and green and orange buildings? This is a hospital right here. This is a maternity hospital right here. Okay, so you can see that. Where are all those other buildings? This is the street view. Okay. As you can see, let's take a look at this. What is this? Oh, that's a woman holding a baby. Okay, so there's that. Let's go back to the map. All right, and we're going to look at the photographs of this place. Let's see. And we're just going to scroll through. And tell me if any of this looks familiar. Does any of this look familiar from the footage from CNN and such? None of it. None of it looks familiar from CNN and all the other mainstream media coverage of this. Okay, so it made me curious, really curious. And I started looking up things, and it's, of course, fake news, you know. So I found stopfake.org. Ukrainian military not allowing Mariupol residents to leave the city, according to Russia. So basically what they're doing is they're disputing whatever Russia says. So they're saying it's fake. Ukrainian military is not allowing Mariupol residents to leave the city. Fake. Russian invading troops not only continue destroying Ukrainian cities, they and their media continue lying today, claiming that Ukraine's military is not allowing Mariupol residents to leave, holding them in a concentration camp to use them as human shields. Well, we already know that's true. But in fact, the city is blockaded by Russian invading troops who are destroying the city's critical infrastructure and not allowing food supplies to enter the city. The majority of Russian media disseminated this fake story along with the lesser-known online publications among them, and they mention all these different websites. But I want y'all to take a look at this. I want you to see, here's the crucial point of it right here. Let's see if I can get that to stop doing that. 2022, March 3rd at 17:18 local time. March 3rd. This event, this bombing of the hospital took place supposedly on the 9th, right? Let's take a look. Or March 10th, 3 dead after the hospital bombing. And they said Thursday, it's basically that it happened the day before. All right, let's go here. So March 3rd is when they put this thing out. No updates, nothing current on it. So it talks about the Donetsk People's Republic and all this stuff, blah, 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 right? People are hostages. This is what's going on. The overseers, let's scroll down here. The overseers that Basardin talked about are, in fact, Russian occupying troops who are shelling civilian infrastructure in Mariupol and throughout Ukraine. It is the Russian army that is creating humanitarian catastrophe in Mariupol, shelling civilian targets and infrastructure on purpose, including hospitals, apartment blocks, and schools. On March 2nd, a Mariupol maternity hospital was the target of Russian missiles. So I'm going to open that link that they've got here. Let's take a look. All right, so take a look at this. Nothing. So the Russians seek humanitarian catastrophe. Donetsk region restores infrastructure. Kirilenko. All right, so we could see that this is a house. These are houses here. This is not a hospital. And I'm trying to find more about the hospital. This is supposed to be anti-fake news, right? So what is known? In Mariupol on March 2nd, civilian objects, a maternity hospital, see that right there? A maternity hospital, a school dormitory, and much more were shelled. On the night of March 2nd and 3rd, the Russian occupiers opened fire on residential districts of Lysychansk and Popasna. 2 Popasna residents were killed and 6 were injured. Okay, so again, they're maintaining Mariupol, March 2nd, civilian objects. A maternity hospital was shelled by Russia. Why is it showing that it's March 9th or March 10th that it had happened? Because it's bullshit. Oops, I didn't mean to say that out loud like that. My bad. So this is Stop Fake Not News that came out with this story back on the 3rd of March. This is the website that they refer to, and this is called SUPILNE Media. And again, they said on March 2nd is when the hospital was bombed. So who is this is the Ukrainian version, same page. You've got that in Ukrainian and English, and you can do that. Anyway, so who is fake? StopFake.org. Non-governmental organization Media Reforms Center. Okay, is an educational platform by Molia School of Journalism. Let's go ahead and go down and just keep on going. This is basically Stop Fake Team. All right, who are these people? Always follow the money. International Fact-Checking Network, or IFCN. In our work, we follow the code of principles of the IFCN. Okay. Stop fake corrections, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's take a look. International IFCN. That's from the Pointer Organization, empowering fact-checkers worldwide. Launched in 2015. Oh, that's right. We believe truth and transparency can help people be better informed and equipped to navigate harmful misinformation. Okay, so what do? So they bring together a growing community of fact-checkers around the world and advocates of factual information in the global fight against misinformation. The global fight against misinformation. That's what they said. We enable fact-checkers through networking, capacity building, and collaboration. The IFCN promotes excellence of fact-checking to more than 100 organizations worldwide through advocacy, training, and global events. Our team monitors trends in fact-checking field to offer resources to fact-checkers, contribute to public discourse, and provide support for new projects and initiatives that advance accountability in journalism. Who's Pointer? All right, this is some history on Pointer, who he is. He started a paper down where he took over the St. Petersburg Times in Florida. His wife is Henrietta. She was his second wife and a journalistic partner. They co-founded the Congressional Quarterly, which is CQ, shared a byline and weekly column in the St. Petersburg Times that promoted crucial idea that independent journalism is essential to improving democracy. Now, in my house, democracy does not mean good, okay? Democracy means mob rule. All right, and if you have more than 2 children in a house of 2 adults and you have more children than adults, guess what? The children can vote for ice cream for dinner. Prior to meeting him, Henrietta was one of the first graduates of the Columbia Journalism School, worked as a features editor for Vanity Fair and foreign editor for Vogue in Europe, and helped establish Voice of America during World War II. Who's Voice of America? Let me go ahead and tell you. State-owned international radio broadcaster. Let's see, VOA, Voice of America English News, national broadcaster. It produces digital TV, radio content in 47 languages and distributes to affiliate stations throughout the globe. Keep in mind that basically they are a media arm of the State Department, the United States State Department. So keep in mind, when Hillary Clinton was in charge of the State Department, guess what went out across the airwaves in all these other countries was Hillary Clinton's point of view. We're going to go back to this site. All right, this is where they're saying that the hospital was. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Okay. Now, these are not the same buildings that was in that coverage. Could have been this, but it wasn't. So I'm trying to find, where are those buildings? We don't know really. Looking close, just, be sure that we're trying to be diligent here about this. And it says Russian airstrike. Oh, and that's a good question. Somebody told me, let's take a look, earthquake reports. Give me just a second here. Let's see what we got. Earthquake 3D Live. Let's take a look at something. Because it had been said that it was a thermobaric bomb that had hit Ukraine. You don't see any earthquake reports over here, do you? We're getting lied to all the time. So the disinformation place, okay, the IFCN and many nonprofits, back to the Stop Fake News nonsense. IFCN and many nonprofits working in the same field are funded by the big capitalist philanthropists of an era like George Soros, Pierre Omidyar, Bill Gates, and even the Koch brothers, but also by the U.S. Department of State. Again, the State Department, that is in the form of NGOs. And a shady aid in reality political meddling organization, the National Endowment for Democracy, which has historically been linked to the CIA and regime change operations. All right. Google and Facebook itself tied to the warmongering Atlantic Council in its digital forensic research lab are also associated with Poynter by funding partnerships to fight fake news, including development of an automated so-called fact-checking program for the upcoming 2020. The marriage between Poynter's IFCN, politically inclined billionaires, the State Department, and the whitewashed public face of the deep state suggests that the Institute is probably working in what Nelson Poynter, its founder, worked on for a key part of his life, propaganda and censorship for the U.S. government. Although the information is not available in his Wikipedia profile or his history page, his work for the government propaganda agency is not exactly a secret. A resemblance of his wife, Henrietta, also at the Institute's website, quickly passes over the fact that Poynter did work for the Office of War Information during World War II, but a specific role as a government censor and propagandist is never mentioned. Let us go to... gifts and grants to support quality journalism, organizational training and newsroom consulting clients, support for content. You can find all this stuff under poynter.org/major funders. All right. I'm going to save you the time. All right. So here it is, poynter.org. They have to file these documents, the public inspection for the media studies. All right. This is their taxes. This is their money. Take a look. Cash contributions included on Part 1, Line 3. Facebook, Google, the Knight Foundation, Charles Koch Foundation, MacArthur Foundation, Craig Newmark Philanthropies. You can go ahead. Gill Foundation, let's see. National Endowment for Democracy, Lumina, Democracy Fund, Institute for War and Peace Reporting, Foundation to Promote Open Societies, Environmental Defense Fund, Rita Allen Foundation, AARP. What is the Associated American Retired Persons doing here? Rays Baseball Foundation, Miami Foundation, Fox Media, Hearst, Red Apple Group, Tegna, Washington Post, Frit Ord Foundation, CNN, Common Cause, City of St. Petersburg. The City of St. Petersburg. Wow. Okay, I don't know who they are. Scripts. Let's see. Find out more. Let's see. Big names that we all recognize. There's tons of people. Bloomberg Philanthropies, California Community Foundation, Community Foundation of New Jersey. Who is Christina Tardaguila? Duke Energy. What is Duke Energy going on here? Hancock Whitney Bank, New York Times, Revolution System Suncoast Credit Union Foundation. Hey, those of you who've got credit unions, you might want to take a look. But yeah, Wells Fargo, hello. There's tons. CNN covered 3 dead after Mariupol Maternity Hospital bombing. All right, and here's the pictures of all that stuff going on. And see the cars? Remember I told you about the cars. We didn't see any place for those cars to be. Some questions about I think there should be a lot more scrutiny on this. But CNN reported it then. Here's the address of it. We looked at where it's located. We looked at the street view. Let's see, let me try that again. Street view looks nothing like what was pictured there. There's no buildings, 3-4-story buildings that are yellow and green and stuff. There's 1, 2, 3, 4-story building there, but it's not yellow and green or whatever have you. Where they're reporting the original report of the Mariupol Maternity Hospital was target of Russian missiles. They report that it was on March 2nd that this happened. It was reported and posted online on the 3rd of March, as you can see right here. Who's behind this website? Fake News Media, Pointer, the IFCN. Okay, so basically we're given a whole dish of BS, guys. Anyway, I didn't mean to take forever, but you had to see how we research here, what's going on, follow the money, who benefits from these kinds of things. Okay. Yes, the girl that was pregnant and she's got the supposed blood on her face. Whether or not she got hurt in some kind of bombing is incidental as far as the truth factor is going, because she may have been hurt. Maybe that's just makeup. Either way, she did have a baby, and she is an influencer. And Russia does have a point that she looks like she's a crisis actor. She sure does. She looks like a crisis actor. The area looks like a crisis acting thing because it does not resemble the address of the maternity hospital that they've been carrying on about. So please, people, be very diligent about the news. Be very diligent. Look into it.
Find your quantum connections at tfrlive.com.